Shalom, 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 everyone. Welcome back to another episode of My Take with Rosh Ya'acob. This is a special episode, our Thursday's episode. You know, on our Thursday's episode, we deal with rules of engagement, where we talk about relationships and how to foster healthy ones and just different things from a Hebraic perspective. For those of y'all who don't know me, my name is Rosh Ya'acob ben Abraham. I am the rabbi at Gethsemane Spiritual Temple Congregation. And normally we react to basic situations that's happening in everyday life or everyday things that we encounter or people go through, and we react to those things on this channel. Tonight we got a special episode because this rules of engagement is dealing with a father and his daughter, right? And how sometimes relationships don't go the way you want them to go with your children as you had planned. And most of the time it's because of who you chose to have as a mother to that child. So we're going to deal with this tonight. There's a lot of different things. I got a lot of different views. You know me. All the stuff is down in the description below. So if you want to check out the full video clips for yourself, and you don't like that I'm talking over top of it, and you like, why he talking over top of this? I want to hear the full thing for yourself. The clips are in the bottom. All you gotta do is hit the description below, and it'll open up. Click the part that say more. It'll pop open. You'll see everything. You'll see all the descriptions of everything. Because I want to make sure everything is seen and known. So you'll be able to check all of that stuff out. So yeah, it's going to be a good show. We're going to talk about some issues that a lot of us have in our community. I am a product of some of these things that we're going to talk about, as far as having a father that was not there. So, and a lot of times I feel like people who never experienced that don't know how it feels. So when I hear this young lady, I can get somewhat where she's coming from. But we're going to look at the Torah perspective on how that should be handled. So we're going to deal with all of those things. So I can't wait to get into it with you guys. So that being said and done, the first thing we're going to do is talk about our sponsor. And yes, everybody, y'all know I got the Art of Clothing on. The Art of Clothing. And check it out. And let you see it a little bit. I know my name, tag, and all that stuff was in the way. So I got the Art of Clothing for you. This is another one of their great designs. You see it with the AOC representing the Art of Clothing, and it got the wings on it. I mean, Bird Gang in the building. And appreciate Brother Alex for his support. And that's definitely want to be able to get his information out there to you. So it is down in the description. His web page, his Instagram, his Facebook, all that stuff is right down there in the description. So you guys can go ahead and, you know, help support him, because he's helping to support the spread of Torah knowledge. Also, we got Sister Linda from Simply Gorgeous, and she sent off different products. We got, this is my favorite product. This joint is the buttercream beard butter. This joint is fresh. I mean, if you have problems with your beard and keeping it nice and groomed, this joint right here, oh my goodness, this is my favorite one that I use. You know, I also love the oil. You know, you got the oils and all that stuff as well. And she sent over a new product. I'm going to have to test this joint out. This joint is the Beard Shampoo Bar. I said, wow, she is going all out as Simply Gorgeous Glow, or SSG. She is going all out, and all of it is natural. Like, I'm going to read to you what's in this. This is all natural. It got shea butter, aloe vera, tea tree, jojoba oil, rosemary, and peppermint. And this joint, you can even smell it through the wrapper. This joint is fire. She got these and other products from brothers and men on her webpage. And also she got something for the sisters. If you got a gift or you want to do something for the sisters, she got stuff for you right there. Her information is right down below. And before I get off of this, I just want us to just see this nice commercial from the Art of Clothing showing us the different things that Brother Alex has available for us. All right. Thank you guys for that. Again, please like and share and subscribe to the channel if it's your first time here. And, you know, support black business, especially black business that's supporting Torah. Gotta big up the black business that's supporting Torah. This is all about the Torah knowledge. And again, we trying to build us a community. Ani Yisrael, I am Yisrael. We all can unite as one. So everybody can still have their own little beliefs here and there. But in the end, we want the community to be able to come together as one. Now, this is a story. And as y'all see, I chose to have a nice picture of both him and his daughter smiling. Y'all see that on the thumbnail. Both Dr. Umar and his daughter smiling and looking at, because this is how we want to see the situation. We don't want to see the situation the way we've been saying it. The way we've been saying this situation is crazy. It is crazy to me the way we've been saying this situation. And it was something that popped up. And if y'all don't know, Dr. Umar's daughter came out and tried to expose him, saying that he was not the man that the people thought he was, but that he actually was an absentee father from her life. He's out here saying he's doing all this stuff for the culture, and he's not. And unfortunately, I don't know exactly what show this is from, but this is from an old show. And it was reposted by China Antoinette, or China Antoine. I know I'm mispronouncing her name, but I got the link in the description, and you can click on it if you want to follow her for more content. You can. But she posted this. And I was like, I wonder where the original came from, because she reposted this and put in Dr. Umar's daughter ain't lying. And the reason why she's posted this, is you're going to see, is he's going to sort of prophesize what's going to happen. And I don't know how far back this was, but he's going to say something almost as if he knew that one day something like this was going to happen. So let's hear what Dr. Umar is saying.
There for my daughter. And she may expose me on one of these podcasts one day and say, Daddy, you're the reason I can't find good black love, because you never validated me as a woman.
And I was like, wow. You know, so just by him mentioning this on this podcast, right? Just this little short snippet, because we don't know, I don't know where this came from or what exactly was the context of the conversation or whatever. But just by him mentioning this, you can tell that he does have some kind of acknowledgement that, dang, I haven't really been there like I wanted to be there for my child. And I'm fearing that one day my child is going to come after me and make me look bad because of who I am. So I'm, as he would call himself, the King Kong of consciousness, the Prince of Pan-Africanness. I'm saying all this good stuff about children and what we got to do for the children. And I'm talking about bigging up the sisters and them having the right choices and not choosing these Pookies and Ray Rays. But yet, I haven't been there to equip my own child with the ability to be able to make this proper choice. So that's what we see happening in this clip, right? And I felt like this is important, especially me as a father. This is important because we do think about our children, especially when we out here trying to do different things with other people's children. You know, I see different children at times that remind me of my children, and I just be like, dang, you know what I mean? And so I definitely feel where he's coming from and him saying this. And they put this together to kind of say, hey, he wasn't really there, this, that, other. And he's not, you're going to hear that he's not denying that he wasn't really there. He's going to give an explanation for why he wasn't really there. But a lot of times people want to just focus on the negative. And I feel like that's the case because we done seen this all too well, especially those of us in the community, those of us who was a part of this. I was a part of this where my father was not there. I felt the anger that this young lady may feel. And my father wasn't famous enough where I could say, oh, there he go right there. Let me go holler at him. Let me pull him up. You know, all this stuff was on a hush and kept secret from me. So I definitely get the feeling here. This is a very emotional situation. As you're going to see, we're going to have different people speaking from different emotional backgrounds about this. That's why I said this is a special episode. This is a very emotional thing. Even going to be emotional for me because I'm seeing it from different dynamics. I'm seeing it from the dynamic of a child whose father wasn't there. And I'm seeing it from a dynamic of a father who has situations going on with him from someone that is upset, and they kind of put that thoughts and stuff in their child's head about him. So I see it from all the aspects. So we really gonna get through this one. Let me see if there's anything else they have to say.
You feel me? If you with me, you with me. If you ain't, you ain't. I'm not begging nobody. The only thing good that's coming out of this unfortunate situation is everybody got to pick a side.
So now this is him afterwards, right? He said everybody got to pick a side. And he's sort of angry. And I think he's upset because he's been put on the spot. I personally would think that when you going through a situation like this, you got to take into account the child's state. I remember I had a wise person years ago before she passed. And it was different situations dealing with children. And I remember something she said to me that always stuck to me. Who's the adult? Who's the adult? Who's the parent? Who's the one that holds the cards. So whenever I deal with situations like that, I always think about that. I could go off, I could do this, I could do that, but I always think you are the grown-up. And you gotta remember the emotions and different stuff that people going through. But you are the grown-up. Right? And that's the main thing that I always think about. I just like, no, you the grown-up. So even though people might say this to me and that to me and feel like I should be this way and that way about any situation that I'm going through, the first thing I think to myself is, no, you the grown-up. You the grown-up. You gotta act like the grown-up. You can't act like a child. So when he talking about choosing sides right here, I feel like he's just going through this because he's trying to figure out, well, what do I say? You know what I mean? What do I say about this situation? How do I deal with this? Because I've already been attacked by people on all sides. And now, the person that is attacking me is my very own child. And that's a hard pill to swallow when your very own child is disrespecting you and talking crazy to you. So we're gonna get more into it. Let's see what else he has to say.
Pick a side and stay on it. I wasn't there for my daughter. And she may expose me on one of these podcasts one day and say, Daddy, you're the reason I can't find good black love because you never validated me as a woman.
Yeah, it's like, wow, this is deep. Because you see what he's thinking, and then you see later where he's saying, you got to choose a side. But we're going to see that this is all a roller coaster, right? This is a big roller coaster that he's going through. And we're going to see it, that this is all a roller coaster that he's going through. Right? Now we're going to get to this next clip. Now this next clip is actually him. And this is after some time where he had to think about it. And he's now going to reflect. Because sometimes you got to reflect. A lot of times when you reacted in a moment, that reacting in a moment is not exactly the way it should be. That's why I say we got to always stop and think. Like the wise person told me, you got to think. Who is the adult? Who is the one, right? Because sometimes you can revert to a child and you can say things that you shouldn't say. Right? So you got to think in that moment, wait a minute, I can't do that. I'm the adult. I got to act the part of the adult. This person feel like I wronged them. Let me try to understand why they saying this so I can let them know that I didn't wrong them and just be upfront with them and tell them what's going on. You know what I mean? So that's what we see right here. But we're going to see Dr. Umar is going to be himself. He is in the dark. This where you know somebody is thinking, right? This brother, you normally see him in a light. He normally out there. He's saying all this different stuff he's saying. This brother is in the dark. In the dark. Talking. Still talking about the situation. Let's hear what the brother's saying from his heart. This brother in the dark on us. Let's hear what he got to say. And I want y'all to say that he's in the dark. So you're going to make him out a little bit, but for the most part, he's in the dark. So let's hear this.
Already said, most of you are not looking for the truth. You are looking for a good laugh. Many of you Negro males, you are jealous because you are not me. You are jealous that you don't have the credentials or the following. You are jealous because you haven't made 1% of the impact I've made on the African race. So I will not be entertaining. And the other reason I'm not going to entertain this, the other reason that I'm not going to entertain this is because for those with a little bit of common sense, if you just read between the lines a little bit, those of you with a little bit of common sense, I think y'all have heard enough from my princess. Y'all have seen enough from me that if you got a little bit of common sense, you will already know what this is all about. If you just got a little bit of common sense, you can decipher. So
now, this is the thing that he get me with. I see the brother in the dark. Like, literally, if I didn't put it the way it is, it would look like a black screen. And when y'all look it up, y'all will see. If you don't make it big, it's just a black screen. Like, and so the brother's sitting there in the dark, thinking. He's trying to figure out how to deal with the people that's trying to destroy his name. And he's right. It is a lot of dudes out there that don't like him. He not lying. Like, he is not lying. There's a lot of dudes out there that don't like him. A lot of them that speak against black women that probably want to be able to look at it. I'm gonna let you see how this look. Hold on. This brother's in the dark. Look at this. You can see it slightly now, but when it's not super big like this, it's just like a black screen with a white background. That's exactly how it looks. Like a black screen with a white background. That's how it looks. But the brother's meditating. The brother's in a sunken place. Let me put it that way. You know what I'm saying? The brother's in a sunken place right now. He's at a point where he's doubtful about a lot of things. He's going through. He done went from saying several different things about the young lady to now it's like he's coming to himself. He's like, this is my princess. He's going to big her up. But he's trying to build something up, right? It's almost like everything come full circle. You know what I mean? Because he said this was going to happen. Now it happened. And a black backlash went the way it went. And now he's sitting here in the dark on a live stream talking to people. And the people coming on the stream getting smart with him. So I'm not going to play the whole video, of course. I got it in the description for y'all to see. But we're going to go back to some more of it. Because I want to, he's going to say make some good points out of this.
I'm not going to worry about that. I'm sure me and the oldest princess of Pan-Africanism will work this out eventually. I'm sure that myself and the oldest princess of Pan-Africanism, we will work it out. I would never be upset with my own child. I love my babies. We're going to work this out. We're going to work this out. The princess of...
And we see the changes, right? That's how you know this eating at the brother. Because at first, it was like the different stages they tell you that people go through. One stage is when you upset, so you lash out. Then the other stage is reflection. Then you have more. I don't know what those steps are, but those in the therapeutic world, they might know and understand those different steps and what that's about. So we see that happening, right? We see it happening. Because this was like a roller coaster. First, he was upset. He was talking about it, trying to be a YouTuber, so forth and so on. Then he said, all right, well, let me talk to your mom. Let's talk. And now we like, you know what? This is my oldest princess. I'm going to give her props. So those are changes that people go through when you're trying to deal with something. We look at it and thinking, oh, he just trying to figure out a way to get around this, that, or other. Sometimes we take the humanity away from people. And when we take the humanity away from people, make them a social other. Y'all know how I feel about social others. But let's keep going.
Pan-Africanism and the prince, we gonna be all right. Just give it some time. Let her work through her situation. And everything's gonna be all right.
It's sort of like giving you the idea of him trying to speak this into being, like what they call it, affirmative, a positive affirmation, right? He's saying she gonna work it out, it's going to do this, it's going to do that, because he done reached out to her and she kind of tried to expose that and got smart with him about that. But he's still holding out like one day it's going to come together, you know, for me and my princess.
No, I'm not going to have my daughter join the live because it's none of your business. Here we go again. It's none of your business. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to transform you. So we're going to work it out. The only person I'm really upset with in this whole debacle, the only person I'm really upset with in this whole debacle is her mother.
Mm-hmm.
Is her mother. Yeah. I'm disappointed that her mother would let our child, filled with the lies and misinformation she gave her, I am upset and disappointed that her mother would let our child get on the internet and conduct herself like that, knowing she's the reason we're in this situation. Now, that's flat out wrong.
Now, this is bringing us to relationships that we deal with, right? Because you do got situations where you got children's mothers that act like that. That's bitter, that's angry, that will get in your child's ear. As my grandfather used to say, the person who's with the child the most, that's who has the child ear. So if you always with the child and you always saying negative stuff about the father, especially when things don't go your way, you be like, yeah, well, your daggone father, if he would have did this, that, and other, he ain't nothing, and blah, blah, blah. And guess what's going to eventually have to hand that year in and year out? You going to say the same thing. You going to say the same thing. You going to feel the same way. You want to say the same thing. You want to feel the same way. It's just what happens. So when he said he blames the mother, yeah, the mother, you probably, as he probably hears the mother talking. Because that's probably stuff the mother said to him. And it's like he heard it, he like, dang, I hear your mother. Like, it was an episode on, I think it was called Daddy something. It was a movie with The Rock when his daughter came looking for him, you know, the little girl, and she got the fussing. He said, wait a minute, I see it now. She used to hold her nose just like that. And she used to look at me just like that. And she talked to me just like that, right? And he was like, you was her, right? He was upset with his daughter, right? And it was kind of comical because you got, you know, those are sort of situations you understand exactly what Rock was saying or they're saying, right? But this is that type of situation. So he's looking at the mom like, well, how could you let this happen? But again, this is what we try to tell a brother. A lot of times, if you're not equally yoked with somebody and y'all not going the same path, and you have a child with them and they don't understand the things that's going on with you, it's not going to work the way you want it to work for the most part. Unfortunately. And a lot of times we learn that the hard way. And this is one of those times.
And I hope you are listening to me.
She listening.
I hope you are listening to me.
She listening, and she feeling her daughter with even more ammunition against you. She was prepared for you to try to blame. She probably say, he gonna try to blame me. And the daughter gonna say, you try and blame my mother. Oh, it's there. It's there. It's there.
Wherever you are, Mama Smurf. Wherever you are, Mama Smurf. I'm extremely disappointed in you. To let our child get on the internet knowing damn well that my enemies are her enemies.
So now we come in with a different aspect of it that a lot of people that see him come at. And this is very true. A lot of times if people can't get to you, for the most part, and we see this on movies and other stuff, they get to you through your kids. Oh, that's his child? Okay. Let me do this. Oh, that's his child? Oh, all right. Let me do that, right? They get to you through your children. So this is kind of crazy that this went down this way.
Knowing damn well social media don't give a damn about nobody but clicks and views. You know damn well that girl carries the blood of the Prince of Pan-Africanism. You had no reason letting her crash out like that. I blame her mother for this. When you're the reason she didn't have access to her father the way she should have.
And a lot of times it's the situation. And if you don't go to court, the fight, oh my goodness, this is gonna be hard for you. And a lot of times they banking on you not going to court. They banking on you not fighting. You gotta be that person to fight and go to court. If you go to court and fight, you can win. And I don't know the whole situation with the brother and what he went through and how young he was or knowledgeable he was about different things. Because a lot of times, if you don't got knowledge about something and you don't know it, you don't know, right? So you got to have knowledge to be able to know how to maneuver certain things. So, you know, she's in her 20s. So 20 years ago, you know, I'm not sure how old the brother is, but let's say he's 40 something. He might be older, but let's just say he's 40 something. 20 years ago, he was in his 20s. He wasn't a Dr. Umar that we see today. So no telling where his mind state was at, what was going on. He might have had this mindset that a lot of dudes in different eras had where they say, I'm going to let the child come find me when they get older and then we'll have a relationship because I don't want to deal with what's coming about because of the mother. You got different situations like that. That happens. You got different situations like that happens. So that very well could have been what took place.
You know what you did. You know what you did. And you're going to sit back and watch your daughter do this when you know you're the reason. You are lower than scum, lower than dirt to sit back and watch your daughter do this because of what you did. These are your demons. Mm-hmm. These are your demons. But with that, I'm going to get off of that.
All right, so he's going to leave that part alone. Now, this is only 4 minutes into this. He got a whole hour dealing with this, probably having answers and questions. I believe this just came out. Let me see. I believe this video right here, he just posted this 4 days ago. So this was 4 days old with him talking and dealing with this situation right here. It already has 24,000 views. So it's in the description if you guys want to see it in its completion. But I just want us to just see the different things that's happening, right? Different things that's happening. Now, we're going to see how at first he came with the attack, but then we're going to see how he tried to reach out to his daughter after that. But now she's in her bag, right? And I'm going to bring up the scripture real quick so I can have this scripture ready for after we see this. As I want us to see what happens or what we dealing with right here. I want to make sure we can see this and know what's going on. So let me get to the video. So this is her speaking about Dr. Umar and how he tried to reach out to her. I keep hitting the wrong button. There we go. So this is her speaking on Dr. Umar and how he tried to reach out to her.
Y'all, this is what my dad responded to me. Good evening, Princess. Although I am very disappointed in your online behavior, I want to have lunch with you and your mother next Thursday or Friday.
So he want to have lunch with her and the mother because he want to put the mother on the spot in front of her. Personally, I don't think I don't know if the mother is if the mother's anyway as she's portraying right now with being angry and so forth. I don't really see that as a good idea. Having a mother there. I think this is a moment where he needs to reach out to his child and just talk to her, and he can show her this stuff, and he can have this, because he sent her. This is a private message that he sent her. So this wasn't something he put online. This was a private message that he sent her where he wanted to try to talk to her, to get her to see what was going on so she can cease and desist and what's happening and how she is coming after him. But even with this, we see that she is angry. She is angry and she feels wronged. And a lot of times when we angry, we feel wrong, we don't go after the father. The mother, right? It's just what happens. Like, we sitting there angry and going through stuff. We don't go after the mother. And I'm speaking as a child who went through something similar to this, right? Where I had a father that wasn't around. I was mad at him. I was angry with him. And people used to say, well, no, your father really wanted to be there. You don't understand everything that's happening. And I said, well, why wasn't he here? I don't want to hear that. He really wanted to be here. Why wasn't he here? I was full of anger at him. So I understand why the young lady is feeling this way, where she's going to try to expose him. She's going to look at him like, no, look at what my daddy said. Now watch what she say.
Please have her text me the day, time, and location for our meeting. You deserve to hear all of the truth from us together. We have much to discuss. I look forward to building the relationship with you that she never allowed us to have.
So you see, she said all this stuff, right? That he said to her in a private message. But she's full of rage. She's angry. She has years to think about this. Especially if her mom said, oh yeah, that's your daddy right there. He ain't nothing. Look at him. And she had all this time to think about this. Watch how she responds to him trying to reach out to her.
With love, your father. So you decide to reach out to me because I outed you.
See how she took that? She said, you decided to reach out to me because I outed you. I said a lot of times, and he probably for that school, I remember dudes used to say that I wait till my child turn 18 or 20 and they come looking for me, right? They'll know the truth then. They can hear it straight from me, right? So this is what she's missing, because she's looking at it like, oh, he decided to reach out to me because I outed him. I made him look bad in the public. So now he want to reach out to me and be his daddy. Now I'm princess and blah, 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 right? And she has an attitude about it. But again, being from that and being in a situation where you had a father that wasn't around, I feel the anger. I look at her face. I feel the anger. I feel the frustration. Right? Watch this.
You had all this time, you had all these chances to reach out to your daughter, but because I outed you on social media, now you want to sit down for lunch?
Now, how does she know he had all these chances, all this stuff? She don't know that. She feel like it, and maybe he did. It all depends on where his mindset was at. A lot of people got certain mindsets where they say they not dealing with a situation, especially among men, and they just try to say, I'm not dealing with that situation. It is what it is, you know, but I definitely feel her. I feel her anger. I feel her pain, you know, being somebody that went through that.
You're a fraud. You're a hypocrite. You are everything that you say that you aren't. And you got on live responding to me, talking about some struggle stream and talking about some, oh, I'm known in North Philly.
See, that's when he first said, that's why they always tell you, whenever you going through something, before you respond, take time to think and meditate on it. Don't just jump out with a response. He jumped right out with a response, said some stuff he shouldn't have said, and that really sealed the deal. So how she thought about that, she's like, oh, you call me struggle stream? Call me little smurf? Oh, you went in on me. Now I'm princess? So that's the thing. Like, again, I think he's wrestling with this. He's coming in now because he already foretold that this was going to happen. Now it's happening. Exactly. Well, not exactly, because she's not talking about as far as the men, but it is happening when she came out and she's talking about him right now. This is something that he knew possibly could happen, and it's happening. And we see him in real time in public view trying to deal with this. And he don't have a publicist. He don't have nobody sit there tell him, no, don't react. He just jump right on and react. And it don't look good. And it make him look bad. And it is what it is. It did. It made him look bad. It really did. And we see how he's coming out of it.
If y'all needed to find me, y'all could have found me. Why the what do I have to find you for, sir? When you're my dad.
See how she said that? That I'll tell you, that's her mother words. That is her mother words. That's something she been saying. She probably talked to her about her mother said it. That's the whole thing, but it make you feel that way, right? You think about that. Like when people was telling me my father was thinking one day I'm gonna come looking for him. And I'm like, why I gotta come looking for you? Why I gotta come looking for you? Why I gotta come try to find you, hunt you down? You know what I mean? Why I gotta find you and hunt you down? So I feel her. She's angry. This is rage right here.
Now you want to have a talk because I outed you. Hold black. Y'all, this is what my damn...
Yeah. So this is deep. I'm feeling emotions as I'm looking at this. Now y'all might see me, my eyes flickering. I'm feeling emotions as I'm looking at this. This is we seeing something play out in a public view that shouldn't be played out in a public. This really ain't our business, but at the same time, since everybody is talking about it, this is an issue that does need to be discussed. Not this issue, but the issue at hand. Should a child be able to out their parent? Should a child be able to just jump out and out their parent? I'm gonna tell the world about you, right? I want you to look at something. This is something that I felt, because I remember one time I had a chance. I always regret it, because I didn't go and meet with him. People said, your father here, your father there, and I didn't like how he treated my sister when she came and talked to him. And I knew what I would do. But watch this. So I'm gonna go to this scripture. Go to the scripture right here. So this is in Exodus or Shemot chapter 20, and this is the commandments, right? The 10 commandments. Look at what it says. Honor your father and your mother. Honor your father and your mother don't mean if they did something for you, honor them. This is a commandment for you to honor them, period. Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the land which Yahweh Elohim is giving you. Look at this. I'm going to cross-reference it, right? Deuteronomy 5:6. Honor your father and your mother as Yahweh Elohim commanded you, so that your days may be long, that it may go well with you in the land that Yahweh Elohim is giving you. That honor goes a long way. The sages even expound on this honor. So I'm gonna go to Sephiria. Let me come in. I'm gonna go to Sephiria real quick, so we can see how the sages expound on this idea of honor your mother, your father, and your mother. Watch this. So again, I'm going to Shemot, chapter 20. And we're going to go right down here to verse 12. And I wanted to bring this up so we can see, let's see, Halakha, what Halakha tells us. Let me see, Kafes Kayim. Honor your father and your mother, as explained in Ketuvah 103. How much more so? If Elohim forbid, he speaks Lashon Hara against his father or mother themselves, where he certainly transgresses the positive commandment of honoring the father and mother, is such Lashon Hara especially egregious. Aside from all this, he also transgressed Devarim 27:16, which is, cursed is he who demeans his father and his mother. May heaven protect us. So look how deep they talk about honor. This is how the sages looked at honoring. Let me move my man over a little bit so y'all can see it. This is how the sages look at honoring your mother and your father. Was she doing, bringing this out in a public view for everybody to see it and discuss it? This is Lashon Hara. This is Lashon Hara. Look what it says. I'm going to read it again. Let me go back over. I'm going to read it again. Honor your father and ve'et your mother, as explained in Ketuvot 103a. How much more so if, Elohim forbid, he speaks Lashon Hara? So it's talking about the person speak Lashon Hara against his father or mother themselves, where he certainly transgresses the positive commandment of honoring father and mother. So you transgressing a positive commandment of honor your father, your mother, is such Lashon Hara especially egregious. So this Lashon Hara is especially egregious. Why? Aside from all this, you also transgress Devarim 27:17, which says, cursed is he who demeans his father and his mother. May heaven protect us. So this is the understanding that I had, right? Here I got a chance to say your father there. I see how my father spoke to my sister. She came back, tears bowing her eyes, talking about how he taught Torah. And they said, you gonna go up there and see him. And the first thing I thought about, if I go up there and I see him, in the state that I'm in, I'm going to disrespect him. I'm going to disrespect them, and I'm going to feel good as I do it. She felt, when you seen her right there, she felt good getting that out. I said, I can't do it because I'm a transgressor Torah. That's why I tell people I'm real with the Torah. I'm not just saying this to say it. I keep it real. Not just saying this to say it. Oh, it sounds good to say talk about Torah. No, I'm real with this. You feel what I'm saying? And I always regret not being able to be in control of my emotions because I really wanted to see him. I really want to see him. But let me get off of me. Let's get back to Dr. Umar. I'm giving y'all a little too much information. TMI. But I just want y'all to see, I'm not just some person talking. Oh, he talking. No, I've been through some things. I've been through some things. Now we got our homegirl, Nique at Nite. And I love how she do her thing. She's always on point. So we're gonna see what she says about this. And it's gonna give us another perspective. Because I want us to see all the perspectives. Right? So this is gonna give us another perspective. So check this out.
Let's look at a little bit of this, and then we're gonna read his new statement that he is saying now.
Now, we not gonna get that far in this. I just want y'all to get a glimpse of what Nique is going to be talking about. She's going to be talking about a lot of different things. I just want to get us a glimpse of what this sister going to be talking about and bringing it out. Again, I have her video in the description below. If you want to watch her whole video, her video is about almost an hour long when she's dealing with this. She always does an excellent job. I love her breakdowns. So I would say check her out, listen to her. And, it's right there in the description. But we just going to touch on part of it.
Because first he called his daughter a clout chaser.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's saying that she's a money grab. And all of social media is falling for it. I was looking.
Now, this is before the video that I showed at the very beginning where he was in the dark. So that's why I said it's the different changes. He talked about her being a YouTubian. Then it was the money grab. Then it came all the way to my princess. She clowned him about that. And then he's sitting there in the dark talking. So it shows the regression. I'm gonna try to look that up before the night go out so I can tell you what that is. Where's the different steps that person goes through. Y'all might already know. Y'all might be saying it like, oh, it's this, brother. If you know what it is, put it in a comment. You might can put it in a comment before I get there. Put it in the chat before I get to it. But I'm going to go ahead and try to say what I think it is. And we can go from there.
Under the comments, under the shade room, and I'm like, manipulation is really that easy for y'all. Like, people being gullible is no surprise. Like, people are really gullible. Like, he can't show you not one photo of him at any important event, and y'all like, yep, I believe him, she want money. And it's like, maybe she do want money, but
yeah, that's why I said it was the emotional part on his part coming out, because he feel out and he feel like things is going this way. So we just see the different things. First we see him upset, then we're going to see him on this video like, ha, and trying to kiki about it. And then later, that video that I posted at the beginning of it, we see him in the dark. Like he reflecting on everything. So Nique is very, very right with what she's saying right here. I'm going to let her keep going.
things can be true. And I'm not understanding how people in 2025 don't realize that, yes, he can be a deadbeat dad. And yes, she can be trying to capitalize off of the situation. Why not? My daddy, Dr. Umar, he ain't did nothing for me but pay child support, as he's admitted.
Now, here's the thing. When she said they paid nothing but child support, you can't just put child support like it's ain't paid nothing but child support. No, child support is a monster, especially a lot of the brothers know. When before I had children, I didn't understand, right? I just felt like, oh, you just blah, 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 right? I said the classical stuff people say. Nah, child support will take almost half your check that you getting. And you say, well, how am I supposed to be able to pay my bills? And they say, we don't care. We want the money. You gonna pay. We don't care. We don't care how you gonna pay your bills. We don't care that you gotta eat too. We don't care about what you gotta go through. You got an obligation and you need to fulfill it. The end. Dad goes so far as tell you, if you want to be there for your children and be in their lives, more power to you, but we more concerned about you paying the money. That's what they tell you at child support. It's about the dough. All day long. It's about the money. And if you can't come up with the bread, guess what? We're going to take your life. You can't come up with it, guess what? We're going to put you in jail. So you can't say, oh, he just paid child support and just brush that over like that was nothing. And it's not just the men. I know women that pay child support. And they say the same thing. Like, dang, how am I going to survive? I'm paying child support and this? So I don't want to just to brush over there. Oh, he just paid child support. Like that's no big deal. At least he doing that because a lot of dudes is not doing. This dude's on the run. This dude's hiding out. This dudes that purposely work under the table because they refuse to pay child support. So I applaud him for. I'm not gonna let the child support like brush that. I applaud the brother for paying child support. Them people don't care. They want almost all your check. They going to garnish it. They going to put you in arrears where the money going to start building up even more. And then they going to garnish even more. Oh, yeah. They going to threaten your life every time they feel like they can threaten you. Oh, yeah. And they ain't going to care. You can go down there and say, I'm the best dad. I'm here for my child. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And they'll look you right in your face and say, sorry, sir, but your children mother said to put the pinch on you even more. You be sitting there thinking, huh? But see, I'm doing all this good stuff, man. This great dad. And they like, it don't matter. You need to get the money. You need to get the money. It don't matter. That's how they look at it. So I want us to always, you can't brush that over. I can't let Nique, you doing your thing, I understand, but you can't brush over the child support thing. I'm with you. I am with you, sis. I'm with you, but you can't. I used to think that. Before I used to feel that way. Oh, yeah, what's so hard about paying child support, huh? What's so hard about that? Until they tell you how much you got to pay, and then you start thinking, how the hell am I going to pay my bills? And they say, we don't care. And you thinking, dang, this is going to be a struggle. Because then you got to work more than one job for the most part, just so you can still take care of you. You got to work more than one job. And guess what? As you work more than one job, that's going to cut down even more time that you can spend with that child, because you working multiple jobs, one job to cover the child support and the other job just so you can have money to pay your bills. That's how it works. That's how it works. And that's real. As anybody, man or woman, that's on child support, unless they rich. If you a regular person and you on that, they taking your check. They in your pockets and they threaten you and they don't care. There's nothing you can do. Nothing. But I'm going to let Nique go on.
And I'm going to try to shake the tables a little bit because she has no respect for him. Now, a lot of people are on the comments as well saying that his daughter is out of line for trying to tarnish his image. His daughter is out of line for bringing this to social media. And a lot of people are angry at his daughter because you guys hold him in such high regard that how dare she paint this black man who does so much for the community in a negative light.
Nique, you was funny. I want to call you Unique. I don't know if it's Monique, Unique, but I know it's Nique and Nite. But you are funny, sis. I like that. You said he does so much for the community. I don't know. I mean, just in regular situations, we deal with this in regular situations. Now, was she right to come to social media? According to Halakha, no, she shouldn't have did that. That's Lashon Hara, right? And that puts her in a bad space. But even though that's Lashon Hara that's put her in a bad space, I understand. Being somebody that was there, I understand. You use whatever you got. You feel like, I know this gonna hurt him. Oh, he did this. I know this gonna hurt you. You probably laugh a little bit as you do it. Like, watch this. Hey, daddy. Watch when I post this about you. And then you get on there and turn on the charm, and you know that every dagger you put at him, you feel like you getting retribution. So, yeah, that's why some people feel some kind of way about it.
And I'm like, well, if he was a present father,
Mm-hmm.
he would have been in her life to establish a relationship to where she would have respect for him.
And you would think that. But you can be a present father, and you can do all those things, and the person still can put stuff in your child's mind about you. Even though you on mad pictures, even though you was at mad celebrations, even though you did all kind of things, right? But that person can still put bad stuff in your child's mind about you. And you sit back thinking, but you know me. So I got what she's saying. But it all depends on who is the mother and if she's bitter or not. Because again, as my grandfather said, whoever has the heir of that child the most can influence the thoughts. And normally that's the custodial parent.
I'm not mad at her for not having respect for him, because you can't get online and in this video tell me that you got a stack of papers of custody court paperwork this thick. That's what he said. He said he got paperwork this thick, but you were not present in her life and you did not attend no milestone, but you got paperwork this thick.
Now, I feel what she's saying with that. If you got the paperwork, right? I feel what she's saying with that. If you got paperwork that thick, then yeah, you should have been in something. You should have been in some pictures. You should have been at some events. I'm definitely going to give her that. You should have been at something. You know what I mean? I'm going to give her that. Nique is definitely right about that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I can see that. You know, having paperwork, yeah, I'm showing up because I'm like, no, I'm here. You know, even though schools and stuff might fight you on different issues, they might don't let you do certain things. Nique gonna be saying some things that I didn't know was possible that I gotta look into. I didn't know these things was possible that she's gonna be saying in a minute. But as far as for other things, no, you had a right to be there and do stuff. Even if you ain't gonna be at the event that parent is holding, you can hold your own event, right? You can have your own party. You don't got to be at the birthday party that person is throwing. You can throw your own birthday party. You can have the child around your side of the family and do things with the child dead, right? It's always stuff you can do. You can find out about the stuff that's happening at the school and show up at different things, right? So I definitely feel her on what she's saying. Right, she's bringing out some good stuff. I'm gonna let us listen to her a little more, and then we're going to go into it.
Let's listen to a little bit of it, and then we'll go a little bit further.
I will have my white man paperwork. Oh, I'm ready for this. And I will have my white man paperwork. I will have my white man paperwork. When can we do the sit down? When can we do the sit down? Been paying child support since you damn near came out the womb. Deadbeat who? When can we have a sit down?
See, so his whole mindset is, I'm paying a child support, so I'm not a deadbeat. But again, what the brothers gotta realize is, paying the child support is one thing, but you gotta be there in your child's life. That's the only thing you gonna have to combat when somebody's saying crazy stuff in your child ear about you. Well, you be like, hold up, I got pictures. I was here, I was there. Hold up, I took you here, I took you there. I bought you this, I bought you that. I was there. We did daddy, daughter. I was there. How you turn and act like I wasn't never there and I didn't do this and I didn't do that. Those are words that your mother put in your ear so much that you believe that they true. So I got to remind you by bringing up receipts of what I did. And as I bring up those receipts, then you hear those voices would disappear. But if you don't got the receipts, and that's why I feel like a brother messed up at, because he did like what a lot of people from the generation before mine would do. Oh, my child will come looking for me. That's probably what my father said. Oh, he'll come looking for me one day. Right? You know, but sometimes that's not the best thing to do, because it might don't work ideally the way that you think it should work. Or y'all might, or whatever relationship y'all would have had is not going to be the way it should be. But it all goes back to being unequally yoked with somebody, having a child by somebody that is not going to have your best interests at heart, that is going to be revengeful, that is going to plant evil seeds of hatred in your child's mind that you got to battle with. And he already knew he was going to have to battle with this. He said it on that show. And now he's battling with it, but we see him going through these phases. We talk about, I got my white man paperwork. He's saying all this slick stuff, but is not looking good, because at the end of the day, who's the adult? Who's the parent? Who's the adult? Who's the parent? Gotta always keep that in mind, especially when dealing with stuff like this. Who's the parent? Who's the adult? So even though the child could be saying crazy stuff to you, talking crazy, you just gotta eat that and be like, you know what? I know this not really you. This really somebody else word speaking through you to try to attack me. And I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm not gonna let this other person's words that they put inside of you. It was a meme, right? And I wish I could pull it up, where it had a child, and a child was talking, saying venomous words, and it showed the mother standing behind him, and the venomous tongue of the mother going through the child and coming out the child's mouth, letting you know that the child was speaking the words of his mother. Because again, whoever has the ear, whoever's the custodial parent, has more time to put in ideas and thoughts in that child's mind. And if they program that child to be against you, until that child fully get grown and fully get their own mind, they're going to be against you. And if they're against you and you call yourself trying to battle them back, instead of remembering who's the adult, who's the parent, it's going to make it even worse. And that's what we see it being played out right here. I feel for my brother, but Nique is right. Watch Nique. Watch this.
Child support started, you wasn't even out your mama yet, and she took me to child support. Deadbeat who? Deadbeat who? Child custody file this thick. What are we talking about? Where is Mama Smurf? Where is Mama Smurf? Can we please have a sit down? And you can fool some of the people all the time, but you can't fool the prince of Pan-Africanism any of the time. Calling me names, using profanity, disrespectful mouth. I just want to say this to all my supporters out there, my true supporters. My true supporters. It ain't that many of my true supporters. But for my true supporters, I want...
Now, you gotta eat that out. I know it make you feel a certain kind of way, but if you wasn't there, you can't expect that respect. If you wasn't there, you can't expect that honor. Some people are not looking at it from a Torah perspective like I did. They like honor who, respect who. You wasn't there. Right? They not just going to get it to you just because you got that title. Especially if they've been harboring anger towards you for years. So he gotta eat that.
I want y'all to stay focused. There's a lot of slander going on. There's a lot of lies being pushed out there. There's people trying to use my name to build themselves up. I just want you to be really, really careful right now. Be patient, stay focused. Be patient, stay focused. Be patient, stay focused, brothers and sisters. Y'all know me too well. Y'all know my love for children is too strong. Y'all know me.
And that's what's disappointing. If you got all these love, and that's what these folks will do. They will have all the love in the world for everybody else's kids. But when it comes to establishing a relationship with their own children, it's crickets.
See? That's why I say you gotta fight for yours, kid. You can't change the past, but you can change the future. You can guide the future. That's what we gotta keep in mind right here. You know, I've been ran out of time. I am 16 minutes past the time, but we gonna go on. I just got a couple of more clips to go through, because I really wanted to because I feel like this is very important. So we gonna leave our girl Nique for right now. Again, I got all that stuff in the description if you want to watch the rest of that video. I got an interview right here of 50 Cent. And it looked like this was an interview from 2014, and it's something he did with DJ Envy. And again, that's in the description as well. I just want us to hear a little bit of what 50 is talking about, because he's going to show us an example of what happens even with somebody with him with money, that we seen how he loved his son. We seen all the stuff he did for his son. We know he was there. You know how she say be there and fan? He was there. He was doing all kind of stuff. And we going to see how the mother, the custodial parent, is going to still, even though this is 50 cents, this is who loved his son, who was there for his son. Then every time you see he was right there hugging his son, loving his son, and you're going to see how the mother is going to come in and going to destroy that relationship between him and his son. And you're going to hear the emotion in his voice as he talks about it. So I just want us to see that, because after that thing with Nique, I was like, yeah, I hear you, Nique, but no, you can still have situations where somebody is there for that child and the custodial parent can get in that child's mind and corrupt that child to be against the parent. And if that can happen to somebody like 50 Cent, who got all kind of money to be able to do whatever he could do for his child and was there doing all this stuff for his child, imagine what it could do for somebody who don't have no money, that's struggling to pay child support, but still trying to be there for that child, and how that parent can talk about that person to that child and what situations can come out of that. So we're going to check this out. I'm going to let us see 50. There's someone on there with DJ Envy. I'm going to see if I can do the split screen. The split screen might look better. All right, so here we go. That's him with DJ Envy. Oh, hold on. I got to rewind it. I forgot it's muted. Hold on 1 second.
Recently, well, not even recently, yesterday, it came out that your son graduated from school. Yeah. And, you know, I found it funny because they said, in the report, they said 50 Cent pays for the school. Uh-huh. He pays for, you know, everything that, you know, happens with his son, but they didn't tell you about the graduation.
Right. See, look, we have a bad relationship, man.
You hear that? Now I'm going to break it to the other screen. I think the other screen looks better. I always try to hide them borders because I don't like the way the borders look, but I think it look better on the screen. Now look what 50 said. 50 Cent pay for the school. Do you understand what I'm saying? His son is going to a private school, probably one of the top private schools in the country. His father is this multimillionaire. He pays for the school. He's doing all these things, and they ain't even tell him when his son graduated. You don't think he wanted to be there where his son graduated? They didn't even let him know so he could have put it on his calendar. No, watch this. And he's still paying for it. So we can't say, oh, he's a deadbeat. No, we seen him there with his son. But watch what he says is the reason why all this stuff is happening.
His mom. Mm-hmm.
His mom.
So, I mean, I think that's been documented like for years. Like, it's to the point where like he'll call because he's going, Pop, I'm going to go back to school. You think I can get some new sneakers? I'm like, yeah. So I said, what you need? Hold up. I know you want specifics. Like, you don't want he want the easy phone.
Right.
the specific joints that's coming out at different points.
Right.
And I'm like,
and I want you to think about this, because that's why I say it's the dynamic. This brother grew up not knowing his father. This brother grew up wanting to know. He done made movie after movie about not knowing who his father was. Even on the TV show Power, where it's like he tried to figure out who the daddy and is playing around with who the daddy is, right? This is what this brother grew up in. You don't think he want to be able to be there for his son? You think he want his son to go through what he went through? Here you got a woman who knows this is going to purposely put him in his position. She going to purposely put him in his position. And I said, so when people jump on it, well, you got to understand it from all the ways around. I'm going to let 50 keep going.
so what shoes you want? I'm going to tell a stylist and have her go collect joints for you.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll go through a few and then he go, and I said, so how many you need? And he said, 50.
50 pair of sneakers?
Yeah, and it's because his mom, he had a conversation talking about somebody at his school said he got mad sneakers, and he said, how many pairs? He said, I got 50 pairs of sneakers. So his mother said, ask your father. Like it's like, there's no responsibility connected to the things that she actually does. And she doesn't mind that he asks me for something that she knows I'm going to say, I'm not getting you 50 pairs of sneakers.
That's crazy.
Like, I don't have 50 pairs of sneakers that I have value for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they'll be there and you'll be like, yeah, but I don't really like those shoes. You got those shoes, but you don't care to wear them.
Right.
You know, that's how you've accumulated 50 pairs of them.
Mm-hmm.
I see in your closet.
Yeah.
So look, you know, like the shit goes
Remember,
down,
I used to own a sneaker store. I just sold it. My 50 pair ain't going with everybody 50 pair. I used to own a sneaker store.
Now look at what's crazy.
Right.
To try and resolve it, I said to him, yeah, because he's saying we'll collect sneakers. I'm like, how you going to collect sneakers, $200, $300 sneakers? You ain't got no job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then when he got...
So that's what he trying to do. He trying to teach him responsibility. She felt like your father got the money, just get the money from your father. He tried to teach him responsibility, so he gonna come up with a good idea and watch what happens. Watch what happens to this good idea he's gonna come up with.
He got no answer. I was riding past a spot uptown and it was actually closing the sneaker joint.
Mm-hmm.
So I go in, I talk to the guy, I said, what you gonna do with the inventory? And he was like, well, I'm gonna move it. Like he was gonna put him in his basement and see if he can get him off to whoever he can get off to. So I'm like, yo, like how much you pay for those shoes?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get him to give me the real number.
Right.
How much he actually, you know, and I'm going through the store, and once we start playing with it, I go, yo, so how much I take all of it.
Mm-hmm.
If I take all of it from you, what you want for it? All I'm going to do is take these sneakers and move them into a storage facility and have my little man run an online sneaker joint.
Right.
Look at this.
When I go see...
Look at this. See what I'm saying? He thinking about his son. He want to show his son responsibility. He like, you just want shoes. I want you to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to have you run a store. I'm going to set it up where you can sell these sneakers. I'm hooking you up, son. Now watch what happens. Watch what happens.
It's the Christmas time comes, so I stop by. I'm at the spot to stay at in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yo, so what you going to do? Like, I'm talking to his mother, like, you thought about what you going to do? Because you ain't worked in 14 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm more conscious of child support being over than she is.
Right.
And she's like, I don't know. I was thinking about I wanted to do one of those little, like a store. And I was like, a store? I was like, no, not like a retail place. I was like where you sell shoes and stuff like that. I'm like.
So the idea he had for his son to make money, she done took this idea and she like, I'm going to take that store from him and that's how I'm going to take care of myself once child support is over. Through what you setting up for your son. Imagine how you think he gonna go for that? He probably looking like, what the hell? Like, that isn't what I was doing that for. I wasn't doing it so you can have a ticket to take care of yourself after we done. I'm doing this for my son. Like, what is happening right now?
Like an online joint. She's like, yeah. And that's when I realized that he told her everything that I actually said to him.
Right.
and she's waiting for me to actually put that
together
so she can have it.
Right.
And it just killed it for me.
Mm-hmm.
It just destroyed the whole idea for me, and I was like, don't hold your breath.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
For me to actually do it, because it's like, man, so it's impossible for me to have her out of my actual life by way of this kid.
Right. So what was the excuse for not telling you about the graduation? Or there was no excuse? You just knew what it was?
No, like we have communication like that. During this Easter holiday, they stopped by my grandparents' home and talked to some of my aunts and said stuff about it, but they didn't say anything to me about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
so they did. So that was their way. So they told his family about it so they could be there, but they ain't tell him nothing about it. And he's paying for the school. Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy.
overseas at the time. They could have easily said, well, is there a way that I can reach out to him so I can get him the actual time and the place? And it was no communication like that. Really what it is the girl looks for any opportunity that she could kind of shed some light on her being associated to me in some way.
In the press.
Yeah, so that's the thing right there. And lastly, the last thing I want us to see, and then we'll close it out. The last thing I want us to see is what Corey Holcomb had to say. As I feel like this brings it all the way around, full circle, with what we've been talking about tonight. This brings it full circle. So then we'll see what Corey has to say about the whole situation. And this is from a young lady that I just discovered. And the name of her podcast is called From Grown Folk Talk. And that's where this video is coming from. Again, everything is in the description below. So please click on the description below and you'll be able to check this out.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode. Today, Corey and the crew going in on the drama with Dr. Umar Johnson and his daughter exposing him. Let's hear what they talking about, then we're going to come back and talk about it.
I saw his daughter talk.
Right.
I know what's happening with that.
Yeah.
I have a daughter. Now, my daughter, I always give my daughter credit because I know her mama egged her on to try to do it. But my daughter didn't go for it. Go on that. My daughter did some things that make me very disappointed in her, but I noticed she didn't do it. Now, her mama do it all day long because her mama is stuck in the rock bottom somewhere. Hey, how much money Tasha K give you for that? You starving now, ain't you?
Raggedy bitch.
Do you be, she don't even
So apparently his baby mother went on Tasha K and called us up trying to expose him. So he said, I know the mother would do something like that, but my daughter like, no, I'm not going to do that to my dad, right?
Tasha don't answer the phone when she sees you now. She like, oh, I got the best of that bitch. I need somebody else to come with something else.
You know, but that's a cold thing, man, because look, man, cowards sell shame to control people.
Yeah.
Anything that I've ever done, ever done in my life, if it came to the light, I'm not ashamed of it at all, right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? I may be disappointed in myself, but, you know, you can't use shame to try to control people. And I think that's what the Umar thing is.
What is it about?
And he right. That brother is right. That's what we see going through, Dr. Umar going through, is shame. He felt shame. He was embarrassed. He was feeling shame. He was trying to fight against it. And now he's in the dark talking about it. It came full circle. That shame. That's what's going on. That's what's happening with the Dr. Umar situation. That shame.
What is the girl saying that he did?
Well, I mean, really what the girl, you talking about his daughter?
Yeah.
So I don't know everything, but I know there's a sense of shame that she feels because she was likely groomed by her mother to hate her father. Yes. And there's a shame there because maybe he hasn't been there like he needs to be, but she may not understand it at some point. the mother used her, weaponized her to try to control the father.
He ain't lying.
And at the end of the day, regardless if it's your kid or not, the number one rule in life is self-preservation. Yep. So if a woman has more of the mind of the child and is trying to use the child against you, I don't give a fuck if it's my child or not. If the playing field is not level, you're not going to be able to use anything to destroy me once I sniff out the plot. And if my child is not hearing where I'm coming from and they're too far gone, then we may have to be separated until they get to a point or an age where they can understand what kind of person their mama is. Because at the
and that's what I'm saying. That's why he said it. But that's why I said if he should have tried to come around at some point. You know what I'm saying? He should have been able to have proof. So when the mother said, "Well, you wasn't there. Hold on, boom. What's this? Oh, you wasn't there. Well, hold on, boom. What's that? Well, you didn't do this. Well, hold on, boom. What's that, right?" And by him not having that make it a little bad. And I think it is shame because he's now thinking about it like, dang, this is not making me look good at all. I'm not looking good on this one at all. So this brother is breaking it down. He really breaking it down.
At the end of the day, women who groom children to hate men eventually will start hating their children.
And you know this, man.
It may be 50.
They've been hating their children.
Yeah.
If you ever aborted a baby, you hate your kids.
It was pretty sad.
Go ahead.
It was pretty sad to see. But
I'm saying, like, I think Craig had the nicest way of saying this.
That is the nicest.
This is how I'm going to say it. Look, bitch, I'm not finna spend my life arguing with you about nothing. Unfortunately, if you have custody of the baby, I might have to catch up with the baby later on in life and hope I can salvage what you turned him into or her into.
See? And that was probably Dr. Umar's idea behind it. I'm going to wait till she get of age. I'm going to bring out my stack of white man papers about this thick, the stack, and I'm going to prove who I am to you. But unfortunately, that ain't going to work in this situation because she's far gone. And instead of him saying, wait a minute, and coming at it the other way, he came at it with his normal way he does, where he feels attacked, and it's not looking good. And all it's doing is feeding the internet with more information against him. But what we have is a case of Lashon Hara. We have is a case of not honoring your father and your mother. Right? That's what we have right here. We have a case of that. So with that being said, I'm going to have to leave it right here. Again, this is Grown Folk Talk. Grown Folk Talk podcast. She has this video if you want to catch the rest of what Corey Holcomb is going to say and others. Please check it out. Hopefully you got something from this episode. Again, if you got something from this episode, please subscribe to the channel. If you like what we doing here, please subscribe to the channel. If you want to have something brought out on the show that I may don't talk about, please send me an email or some kind of message. Put it in the chat below. Put it in the comments. Hey, can you say something about this, that, and the other? I do talk about stuff that's in the comments. So you put it in the comments. I will bring it up. I will talk about it and let it be known exactly what's going on. So thank you all for watching this episode. I know it was a little long, but I really felt like this was important. This was something that we need to hear dealing with in our community, because unfortunately within our community, we deal with these situations a lot. And it's very sad, and it shouldn't happen, but unfortunately it does. So before I go out, I want to at least bring us back up to a happy note. We want to hear our artist of the week, Queen Makedah, with her Beautiful, beautiful song. So please check out our Artist of the Week. Yep. That's our Queen Makedah. Beautiful song. Beautiful song. I got all her stuff in the description as well. Please support that sister and her music. She got a lot of beautiful Hebraic music that will lift you up and inspire you. So big up to her. Big up to her. All right, everyone. So that's it for our show for tonight. And again, I want to bid you all Layla Tov and Shalom.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Elohim